Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 9 of my weekly income investing journey. Real contribution, real buys, real losses, as well as real performance. This week, dividends jumped, metals exploded upwards, and the portfolio is almost back to break even. Let's go and take a look, see how we're doing. So as you can see, we are down 0.16% this year. It's a real shame because if you take a look on the, on the 25th? Yeah, on the 25th, we were actually up 1.63%. And then Friday, everything went pear-shaped. And while we're still higher than we were last week, yeah, it wasn't very pretty to see. Anyways, we'll go into that with a little bit more detail as we go through the video. So, as always, we started with a consistent 75 weekly contribution. As you can see, this is a summary of all the episodes so far. You know, slow, steady, automatic, and this is really the backbone of this entire strategy. Okay? We haven't sold anything this week. Pretty good. It means that we're happy with what we have. Nothing to change, nothing to rebalance. Not bad at all. You know, we just did some steady additions across the portfolio. We got one share of QQCL, one share of QDay, one share of Biggie, one share of HPYB. Canadian banks just did their earnings and it was freaking believable. So yeah, these are small but consistent additions, and this is how we keep building the income engine, right? In terms of dividend income, we got paid the last dividends of the month. It was a great week for dividends where I got $7.43, bringing the total income for February to $38.64. And I know it sounds like, oh my God, $38. But you know what? It's actually a 21% increase over what we got in January. So, you know, it's pretty good because it's like, you know, I'm very happy with this. As you can see, I'm actually very, very, very happy with this. You know, you can see that this is the compounding effect already. It's already starting to show. Every extra dollar that is being reinvested, it's boosting the next contribution cycle. So I'm very happy. I can't wait to see what March is going to bring us, which, by the way, payments will be around the 6th of March, I believe. So not next week, but the week after that. Portfolio performance, well, you know, like you saw in the very beginning, last week we were 0.29% down year to date. This week we're down 0.16%. That is actually a 0.13% improvement. It's the same that the week didn't end on Thursday or Wednesday, because then we would have been up a hell of a lot more, but it is what it is. You know, it's not huge, but it's a steady progress. You know, as volatility continues to do what volatility does, right? In terms of what did very well so far, well, you know, I have to say, I never actually really noticed, but uranium is actually doing, it's one of my best stocks so far. CCHI.TO, we're up 37.1% year to date, which is unbelievable. Obviously, gold, silver, you know, 20% up, 22% up. You know, metals continue to actually to be the strongest part of my portfolio. In terms of the losers, because obviously we have them, right? You know, AMD, AVG down 22, down 17, and Biggie down 19%. Biggie is not a surprise, obviously, like we've explained in previous episodes. You know, it's the exposure to crypto that it's making Biggie suffer. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Okay. Really, when you take a look at why these drops, you know, I believe they're mainly tied to the broader weakness in tech, and definitely, like I mentioned, crypto. And it's always the same names that have been dragging for weeks, right? So let's see what happens. We're just gonna keep them there for the moment, and we'll deal with it when the situation comes, if we have to. In terms of the strategy, well, nothing has changed from the long-term plan, right? We're going to keep the contribution steady. Hopefully I get a salary increase January next year so I can bump it up to 100. We're going to keep reinvesting all the dividends. We're going to keep on building our position slowly. We're going to keep accepting the volatility in the short term because that's the way the cookie crumbles. And then obviously we're going to focus on reliable income engines, which is like all those assets which I consider core, such as HHIS, HDIV, HYLD, etc., etc. And as always, income first, growth second, patience always. And this wraps up episode 9. The portfolio is almost back to even. Dividends are up nearly 22% month over month, and metals continue to carry me. Let me know in the comments, how did your portfolio perform this week? Did they crash as much as I did on Wednesday night, or are you surviving because you're doing something totally different? If you enjoyed this series, hit like, subscribe. Don't forget, we're trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'll see you all in episode 10. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye now.